This
Okay,
is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined by Amir today over Zoom. It's very nice to finally meet you. How are you? How's life treating you?
nice to meet you too. It's all good. What can I say? Nice and warm here in Dubai. Yeah, just chilling really. Trained today the whole lot, the usual.
Bit nicer than Bosnia?
No, I'm in Dubai now, but Bosnia is different. It's hard to explain. You got to go and experience it yourself. And food-wise, no one can touch us in the world. Bosnia is number one for just freshness and everything. Is yeah, kill today, eating today.
I went to the Balkan, like the sort of Balkan area of Europe in the summer. I always go to Montenegro every year, like which is a
Oh, nice,
country
beautiful.
near Bosnia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. The whole of former Yugoslavia, so Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, Macedonia, and now obviously Montenegro, Kosovo, all beautiful places. People are all nice, the standard thing. Everywhere you go, everyone is nice and polite, and yeah, it's beautiful. Depends what you like. Montenegro is nice, it's mountainous, and the whole Adriatic Sea really is clean and clear, so it's all good.
yeah, and it's almost still a secret. It's not too much of a touristy destination, so it's all right
Not yet,
as it goes.
not yet. No, I heard the Arabs are investing heavily, so yeah,
It's all right for now. Maybe not in 10 years, but right now it's okay.
yeah.
Everyone will know you from this interview, mainly for your work you've done with Tate in the past, and obviously you're coaching him now for his upcoming fight against Chase Moore and Misfits. But before we just talk about Tate, we'll just touch on you for just a second. I just want to go a little bit back to kind of your personal story so people can get to know you and know a little bit more about you. You served in the Yugoslavic Army and the Patriot League of Bosnia before transitioning into elite coaching. How did training special forces influence sort of your approach to managing and training your elite fighters of today?
Well, I was born in former Yugoslavia, Bosnia, correct, in 1971, still 21 plus permanently. um, yeah, I grew up actually in Germany, and I started martial arts when I was about 5 years old, five and a half, in my school. I got battered by three Germans, and then just like went to learn some self-defense. So it was actually judo. With regards to the military, obviously, special forces in general, just military, I think it should be a must serving. Obviously, with wars, we don't want to go into that. It's if someone attacks you, I'm all for that. That every country should defend itself, and every man as a soldier should go obviously protect his defend his country. The training in the military was brutal. Yeah, and of course, with the Yugoslav army, we were known. We were one of the fourth military forces. Well, we were not afraid of anyone. Let's say it like this. So Yugoslavia was a very strong country. From everyone knew that from if you're going back in history as well, all the Balkan countries, the borders went non-stop back and forth. So it's very intermixed. A lot of history. But I'm Bosnian, so Bosnian soldiers fought everywhere from Spain all the way down to North Africa. The knights used to be hired as armies and stuff. So we have a lot of history. Some of them during the Ottoman Empire got stuck in like Eritrea down there and all of Ethiopia, that area, Turkey, Lebanon, Egypt, Palestine, even 20 or 1,000. So there's a lot of Bosnians everywhere. The training, I don't know. I also have to say I always had great coaches. Training and doing martial arts is not all about training and performing and winning medals. It's about becoming a better human being through huge amounts of struggle, and overcoming them, or trying to be better, let's say today, doing the first time your 1,000 press ups than yesterday, than tomorrow again, and having that discipline and like do or die, let's say, spirit and willpower. And then basically that whole thing transfers into the life. If you survive a training class, or let's say like the military training, so what's hard? It's hard for you now sitting there, arranging a meeting, talking to someone, preparing all the questions and stuff. Are you digging outside, let's say as a man or whatever? You know what I mean? In the cold, in the sun, you're not. So there's always worse than worse. And I think, yeah, martial arts definitely installs that type of discipline, and the same transferred from military hierarchy and stuff. Obviously, Andrew and the whole lot will tell you, and everyone else who trains with me, I am the boss. They all go, let's see if Amir is in a good mood, if he's in a bad mood. So yeah, if I'm in a good mood, they'll like relax. If I'm in a bad mood, they'll go, oh no. I think Nigel touched on it once on one of his podcasts. He said, well, we did one press up, then two. So we got up to 100 press ups. We thought that was it. No, it wasn't. Then it was back to 99. So, yeah, a lot of that commando stuff, let's say, transferred into the obviously elite coaching, if you like it. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, as you would say in English as well. And I know that and I'm aware, but I just can't hack. I'm not lowering my standards for anyone, if that makes sense. To make it, you got to break it, or you can't go through the mountain, if you like,
So you still kind
of
of kept
obstacles.
you've kept that militant type of training style throughout your whole career in a business and then
100%,
training as well.
everything. Even my life and me, I'm like very military. And yeah, look, um, going back, my father was killed. I was only 20, what was I, 21 years old, 1992. So I had to take over, obviously, Islamically and also culturally in Bosnia. I had to take over as the head of the family. If I didn't carry 50 odd miles, the flour and about 100 kilos of the rest to my family all night, they wouldn't have anything to eat. So, my world changed then. It's completely different. War opens your eyes. Yeah, all of that, as I say, it is what it is. I lived through it, survived it. I'm very grateful, thankful to God. And yeah, all my, I guess, experiences are who made me who I am.
So you'd travel 50 miles a day?
No, I would basically carry food for my family. You get like rations every month, and there was a look where I fought. We were sometimes surrounded for 3 to 4 months. There was nothing there. We had no food um, at times, and then when you get it, you get your ration for a month as a soldier. So I would carry it to my family that lived obviously in safety about 50 odd miles away. And you're not talking on a nice concrete road, there's mountains left, right. I could not sit the whole night. So I was basically holding the 50-kilo flour bag here. And my rest was like this. I lean against a tree trunk or house. So when I come in the morning, my forehead was like a Klingon. And so when they take the bag off, my hands stay there for a while. My little brother, he was only like 3, 4 years old. So he'd be climbing around and look at me, look at me, look at me. And yeah, so I put one military bag in front, one on the back, full of whatever rice, cans, different stuff. So wire it up here so it doesn't fall down, and then carry. Yeah. Or sometimes once I came back on a truck, on the back of the truck, but I could only stand on one leg, and it was like hailstorm. So I came like a Sasquatch, no, like one of those Yetis. Yeah. Imaginary area. I was literally snow from one side. It was like, yeah, all wet. That's it.
That probably explains why you train your guys in such unique and different ways and so hard now because of what you had to do back then. You kind of relate it into the training or incorporate into the training now. Before this interview, I was doing some research. I went back onto the old like OG kickboxing forums, and you were negotiating a fight for Andrew Tate for a massive payday, and at this time, a massive payday was considered £300. Did you
Yeah.
negotiate this fight purse just like you negotiated it back in the day, or was it a little bit different? And
Well, in that,
how much of
yeah,
a mind opener is it from going from getting paid £300 a fight to however much he's getting this time, which I can imagine will be just a little more.
yeah, yeah, £350 this time, but at least, you know, it took years of hard work to get there. The times were completely different. I think Andrew touched on that. MMA, like K1 or kickboxing, Thai boxing, it changed a lot now. And obviously, money is way better. I mean, I wish it was then like that. But yeah, at that time in the UK, for a good fight, it was pro. We were also starting, and it was very hard. There's a lot of politics too and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, he got paid £300. He made also way more money than that at times, and it's all part of the game. You saw probably on that forum, Axe forum, it was very difficult to, there was all these unanimous members there chatting shit and excuse my French. Yeah, the usual rubbish and stuff. So I guess you get it nowadays as well. You see probably what everyone is writing online and stuff is just like ridiculous. Unless you've been in a ring or trained to fight, it's completely different.
And did you negotiate Andrew's sort of terms and agreement with Misfits this time, just like you did in the OG days?
No, no. They did it themselves. I'm just now here on board to train him for this. And obviously, we've been training all these years. Every now and then I'm in Romania or wherever training him, as you probably see from a lot of the different videos and stuff. I'm just training non-stop. With regards to you, he negotiates your own, but it's the top G.
What's been the biggest change in Andrew? I mean, one significant change is just the amount of money he has now compared to he had back in the day. In does that affect his training? Now training as a rich man instead of training as a poor man?
Well, you have to understand that there was a huge fight for Andrew a long time ago. It was one of the biggest fights in apparently kickboxing for the 10 years in that history at that time. And we got paid £250. I think I spent £470 on my own pocket, pay hotel, transport, the whole lot. And it is a huge difference. And after training, we used to go eat, or we go to like Asda in Stopsley and stuff, and we used to go shopping, and they would buy everything what's on sale. And it was not easy, they were living on, let's say, like on peanuts, literally. Comparison now you can eat properly. Probably the biggest difference for him now is that he can have a lot of different clothes. Doesn't have to worry about washing, cleaning them. He doesn't have to worry about the food. He can sleep more, have a massage, all those little things. Not little, a lot of stuff that he didn't have before. He can eat now properly. He can have two steaks a day, not like one steak a month. And if probably he worked as a fishmonger all night. Then I would train him in the morning. He would think on fish. Yeah, so it used to be fun.
Your body gets the right nutrients now. Sort of the health and conditioning is leveled up quite a bit. But one of the things I'm
Yeah.
seeing sort of going around, and we just touched on Andrew's training, the videos that have been going out in terms of the sparring he's been doing, they all seem to be against quite people a lot smaller than him. Is Andrew still sparring people the same size as Chase? Chase Demore is his opponent, and he's 6'5", 220 pounds. Is Tate still sparring the people like that as well, as much as the people who are a lot smaller than him?
Well, I wouldn't say this. Not all the videos are smaller people. Actually, no, it doesn't. Of course, like if we are to spar, I don't know, whoever, like as Chase height and everything. Each camp doesn't put everything out. Not really to discuss everything, all the finer details. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna do this and blah blah. It's not how it works, is it? So yeah, he's sparring. He's ready. He's sharp, and that's it.
The sparring he's doing isn't just tech sparring, it's fully competitive spars where he's getting beaten up sometimes.
To be honest, Andrew never got like proper beaten up. I mean, in the old days, he used to go spar around. Once he went up north, somebody came back like someone sledgehammered him for 10 days. I said, what's this? Because he never wears a head guard. So, you have a proper fight. We used to go London and different places. He used to spar with Jimmy Manua. He used to go with the old London shoot fight and stuff. Look, of course, when you spar properly, also you have to understand the old days. It used to be he was much younger, so you can go harder. There's no point of him now as a 38-year-old who was out of fighting and combat for 10 years to go and slug it out with people and get caught and then he can't fight. So we have to do it a little bit smarter, if that makes sense. And the main thing, he has to be ready for his opponent, which he will be. And that's it, really. How we do stuff, like, you interview fighters. Not everyone does everything the same way. And not everyone, I'm not a big fan of copying anyone. Oh, you need to have this, you have to have. We always did everything our way. And it worked for him. And he was always different. He is different. He's a very unique individual. He trains non-stop, regardless. He was locked up. He trained. He used to like smoke and stuff. Trained. He's not for a long time now, so he's non-stop training. So you can't. I find it sometimes a little bit like everyone commenting. He spars a lot of people. It's not his problem. Like when you come somewhere for sparring, and then those are the 10 people there. So was he supposed to say, "Oh, sorry, Fred, there's no one your height or weight here. You can go home now." If you know what I mean, you make the most of it, and you work on your specifics. Timing, range, power, control, and ring craft. There's a lot of to it. Like you can sometimes get a way better spar out of someone smaller who's on it and more and like a proper fit and everything. And of course, we have the team as well. A few guys, as you know, as well, Rory and so on. And then like there'll be Marcel and then what's his name, Warren, and so on. They'll also be fighting and stuff. So
Mhm.
you adapt to it. But yeah, we also have Luke Barnett, so I think he's even taller than Chase and probably fatter as well. Sorry, Luke. Yeah. So yeah, you know what I mean. It's you when you go to spar, you specifically make it a good spar. He sparred in Romania, like with monsters, glory fighters, and different people and stuff. You know, you don't put everything out. And you know, everyone in the Romanian fighters, everyone knows that they're tough and they can stand and bang and they can fight. So you know, so what? Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening.
That's sort of what I expected. I just wanted to touch on it just because I'm seeing that comment so many times and all under all of Tate's training. I keep seeing that
Yeah.
comment about the sparring. That's why I just wanted to touch on it. But surely that
Yeah.
now Andrew's got a big budget for his training camp, I would assume. Is he flying people out to spar to kind of replicate Chase?
There's no even news in Romania. A lot of people are coming out to him, and plus, as I said again, Romania is a huge country. They have a lot. I mean, look, I don't think Benny Adebayo, he's much bigger than Chase, like for probably about 120 kilos. Professional glory fighter. He's huge, and to be honest, in his gym, the ring was quite small. So wherever he steps, this was it. It was like non-stop. However you move, you can't move around. So and you know, when they fight on Misfits, it will be a huge ring. You know, Andrew can then move, and there's plenty of fighters here. So as you saw, he went to Jack's gym. He went to several gyms already, and also there's private stuff and so on. So yeah, it's all good.
Okay, sounds pretty good then. How many rounds is his fight?
This round fight is 9 rounds, 9 3-minute rounds.
9 rounds.
That's right.
Wow, why 9 rounds? Normally you just do 8 rounds or 10 rounds or 12. Why nine?
Yeah, it's a world title, I guess. And look, also, all aside, yeah, Andrew's coming back after 10 years being out. That's what was agreed. It's not a problem. We can do 12 rounds. In the contract, it was 9 rounds. We'll see what will happen. Maybe if it's 12 rounds, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it will go to 4 rounds anyway. So, yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just surprised. I thought it was going to be like a 6 round or 8 round because I haven't seen a fight in a long time which has like 9 specific rounds. So yeah, it's interesting indeed.
Yeah.
But what was Andrew's
Well, if it's
fitness?
six rounds, even better. You know, if it's 6 rounds, might correct myself as well, but I believe it was 9 rounds. But if it's 6 rounds, then we'll see. To be honest, it won't matter, you know, like in that respect. We'll all see what we will see. First round so and so, second whatever, or first round so and so, and it's big boys. You also have to understand, you know, it is boxing, regardless of you can put anyone in there at that size. All it takes is one, let's say, for someone who's good, one stupid mistake, or for someone who's not good, one lucky shot, if that makes sense. So there's always a punch a chance either way. And yeah, so they will both have to be fit, prepared, and be respectful, which is the main thing. In the end, it's still a sport. Do your chatting and all that rubbish, whatever, but keep it like civilized. I'm not a big fan of all that slapping or eggs and rubbish. Yeah, like I'll be very honest. Someone did it to me. Yeah, he's finished. There's no way. It's just stupid rubbish. You know, there's no need for that.
Well, you mentioned eggs there. Clearly, you saw the video.
Yeah, because I saw
I
it so
got
many times now. It's like a thing. And I also think that's where the security failed. They should have checked everyone completely. None of that rubbish because it's dangerous. It's look, let's say it's a laugh, yeah, like they used to be in the UK, happy slapping. Would you be happy if someone slapped your old mother or your old grandma in a bus or train and films it? No, you wouldn't. So, and plus that slap could have killed someone, give a heart attack to old person. But with fighters, if you semi-reacted to it and that egg went into your eye and the eggshell cut your retina or something, you stay blind for life. That's no longer funny or anything. You have anything to say or any animosity, leave it in the ring. Really, if you're such a great man or such a great fighter, so tough, so big, so strong, leave it in the ring. Show it in the ring then. You know what I mean? But there is levels to this. I'm sure they will have words and stuff, which is fine. But like I'm just personally, if that goes in someone's eye and someone loses an eye, that you're talking lawsuit, there's jail. Why do stupid stuff like that? If that makes sense. So, but for me, that's a total security failure. And I will personally make sure with obviously Tristan 100% as well that no one has anything on them there because that's done rubbish.
it was Chase receiving the egg. The other is
Yeah,
a Polish fighter threw the egg. I mean,
mate, it's not one. It's not respectful, and I understand maybe you know the banter and disrespect and chatting rubbish and everything. That's all fine. But all I'm saying is from a health and safety aspect that you actually throw an egg or hit someone with an egg and it goes in his eye. Really? One, you lose the opponent. Two, you're probably going to jail if they lose the fight. And come on, in the end, do you really? None of them want to go fight and actually, lose get a jaw broken or break, and God forbid any of that. Like we have to stick to what this is all about: the fight in the ring. Hype it up as much as you want, but really, an egg? No.
I know, pretty
Or
nuts.
bottle, isn't it? I saw somewhere they throw bottle. I imagine a bottle. I don't really. Yeah, it's very dangerous, that stuff.
I guess this fight's happening in Dubai, and Dubai are pretty more strict. Well, Dubai is more of a strict country, so I doubt. I think it'll be quite a professional fight week, to say the least. Just talk to me about Chase Moore as a fighter. What was the process like picking Chase as Tate's opponent?
Don't know about the process. Probably knowing Andrew, the process is like, all right, I'm gonna now. Obviously, everyone knows going to be a CEO or is the CEO, and he goes, "Who's the heavyweight? Who's the biggest? Everyone was a heavyweight title. Who's the champion? Chase the title. Let's fight." And I know that there's talks about others and stuff, but also you have to do certain things a bit in a respectful way. Yeah, you can't be like chatting rubbish and then expecting to fight someone. No, why? Tate here is the as they say, the money bag. He's the one who's pulling has all the pulling power and everything. And going back to Chase, obviously, I'm a true martial artist, going there with full respect to him and his camp. For me personally, and Andrew, on the day of the fight, it will be completely, it's war inside. But then that's it. He improved a lot. We all, and I know some people share his first one or two fights and stuff, but you can tell like the levels he improved. He's very young. He's training hard. He's very athletic. So he has all the attributes to become a great fighter. And yeah, that's it. Really, full respect, and be looking forward, obviously, to as they say, to find those chinks in the armor and capitalize on it.
So, what did you think of Chase's last fight? Because the thing about Chase Moore, he's a big guy. He's quite an awkward sort of boxer, and he's also very athletic.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So the last one was the draw, wasn't it? In Mexico, which he won anyway. So, but it's just sometimes how it goes, and we know this much better in our sport. To be honest, boxing is not far away from it. When you go to someone else's country and show, you got to knock him out to win. And for me personally, I mean, we saw the fight. He won clean. You know, don't know. Sometimes the referees and the judges, that also needs to be some sort of be sorted. I mean, for me personally, with what's one Misfits, what's his name, Soul Puppy was stopped. I was like, what the heck? You need to count. If it's the world title or something, you need to count him first. He wasn't even on the floor. Yeah, so you can't have a referee like that. No disrespect to him, probably maybe from his view or whatever. I don't know. You need to. You can't just stop a fight. You should have counted. Anyway, that's a different thing. Yeah, so full respect to Chase. Look forward to exchanging, all in the ring, and then just leave it there. And then after, just again, full respect. As you know, obviously, Andrew and Tristan have not problem issues with Logan. It was back and forth, but they're now good with Paul, I think, and so look, internet is completely a different thing to when you meet someone personally. I always say you can be rude to me and write whatever you want. I 100% guarantee to you, if you stand in front of me, you would not write that rubbish or say what you just said that to me to my face, because that would never happen. And it's the same here. I mean, fair play, that's what it is nowadays, isn't it? It's all this 100% they're going to find something here, what I'm saying, blah, blah, or whatever. So who cares? I'm not really fussed or bothered with all of that. Yeah, time of the war is 7 weeks away. We're coming for war. It will be war, and that's it.
Can I get a prediction from you, Amir? As of right now, how do you see the fight playing out?
KO,
What round?
100%.
What round? And what time and place?
First touch. First touch is going to be hasta la vista, baby. The big boys. Obviously, if you look statistically, and they will say, oh, probably think Andrew is not active or this, and he didn't. Obviously, don't get me wrong, ring rust, as a professional coach, every coach will tell you, we all know what ring rust means and stuff. When you're out for a while, you're walking into an arena, 17,000 people there will be shouting your name. So the game plan, everything has to be, well prepared because you might not even not hear me, which is impossible because I'm very loud, as you will hear. But yeah, so now we yeah, Storm Star, seek and destroy. One shot, one kill.
Have you spoken to Andrew about his plan on returning to fighting? Is this just a one-time thing? Is he going to fight multiple times, or are you guys going to see as a team how this fight goes first with Chase?
Be honest, in general, you can plan whatever you want. God is the best of planners. You never know. It's one thing at a time. You can have a he'll finish this fight and then we'll see what after. Obviously, yes, would like to fight. We can say now what we want, but when the fight is over, we'll see where we go from there, if that makes sense. And obviously, with the new role as well, it won't be just that easy. Even though Tate is a machine and a very unique individual, and like on the business front, there'd be so much stuff to be done, and so yeah, it all depends on his time. If he can, he will, and that's all. But first things first is the fight on the 20th of December. We come into old school, only school, by the way, and that's it.
What do you think about Tate being the CEO of Misfits Boxing?
I think actually it's amazing and phenomenal. I just today wrote him loads of suggestions and stuff. What I think certain things, Well, someone. Well, I with my best friend in the UK, Paul Partridge, we promote Super Fight Series, and it's kickboxing, Thai boxing show. And like there's a lot of I'm a long time in promoting myself and doing fight shows, but there's so much that could be done. And generally, he could literally open he could help thousands of fighters and the sport in general and make it super global. And yeah, and to be honest, like with regards to Dubai, it's perfect. Easy accessible. Everything is there, super professional. Yeah, everything is there. The money is there. The infrastructure is there. The support, which is the main thing, is the support. You can make the support is there from the government, from the authorities, from the local infrastructure, sponsors, the whole lot. So it's like why not do it in a with a golden duck, as they say, rather than go hunting somewhere. I think he'll do great things. 100% he has his own ideas and different stuff he will implement, and obviously him and his partner's going to do lots of stuff. But yeah, Tate being part, and I'm very proud to be honest. Like I just was with him yesterday on his balcony in his penthouse, and we're just like talking, chatting normally, and like, look at us, Andrew, where we are from Mart Farm to Luton to here, and it's crazy. And to me, he's still the same. Him and Tristan, money didn't change them. Everyone who knows them properly will tell you that they're not like it didn't really change them. They're still sticking more 99% of the time with the old people, the old school, the friends, the day ones, as I say, and that's what it's all about.
It's almost like a nice full circle moment from you being back in the day, from managing people and matchmaking fights, and now it's almost like you've got all the way around, and now you're doing it on the
Yeah,
big stage at Misfits Boxing. But you just mentioned earlier in the interview talking about the Salt Pappy and Tony Ferguson fight. So clearly you're tapped into Misfits. Clearly you've seen a few events before. And you meant when I asked
yeah.
you this question here, you were saying about you texted Andrew a number of things to change for Misfits. What were those things you texted?
Well, I'd rather Tate first discuss it with Andrew before. So for me, the number one would be obviously the official structure. That referee should have never stopped the fight. That's simple. If it's a world title fight, the guy is a world champion and you just stopped him, he wasn't even down. You need to count. And I understand safety for fighters. He wasn't rocked, if that makes sense. He took an enormous amount of punches to the guard, which is like, okay, so what? I don't know. Yeah, I mentioned a few things, different stuff. I wouldn't really myself like to discuss or give any of my ideas to anyone else, to be honest. But yeah,
Well, they're your ideas. You got to protect them. Make
it's
sure
private.
no one steals
Nah,
them.
it's okay. If they takes them, it's fine. If not, then they keep secrets forever.
But this is interesting about Andrew being CEO because it sounds like to me he's not just going to be the face of the company and fight. He's actually be working behind the scenes, so matchmaking and
Yeah.
making almost like strategic decisions, correct?
Correct. Yes. And I think obviously with him, and I'm not fully aware of the whole ins and outs, but as obviously a CEO, you run a company, they have already, look, in that respect, it's a big company that is established with his name at the top and him leading. There'll be loads of stuff happening, which none of us knows yet. I mean, it was only announced, a few days ago. So, yeah. Um, I think it'd be great for the sport. It's great for the fighters. And Andrew is a fighter himself. He will value everyone's hard work and input, and especially people. Obviously, it's a business in the end. Everyone who's hyping it and bringing it to the, if they say the bums on the seats and or the pay-per-view. So yeah, why not let everyone make money? And then he's got enough and plenty. And yeah, he's definitely fighting because he has got any money, like so many write and cut rubbish. To be honest, I'm blocking people. Like literally, I can't be asked with listening to anyone's stupidity. Literally, I'm like, really? No, just like, yeah. That's the thing with the internet. If you go too much into it, it's too much. But yeah, so I think, yeah, one thing I also suggested, I think, is unified gloves. Find a good glove sponsor, make your own gloves, so they all wear their own glove. I mean, sorry, they all wear the gloves of the promotion. That makes it very even, and then
I
just the
think
best man
Bravos
win.
is the house. I think Bravos gloves are the house gloves as of right now for
There we
Wasps.
go. Great brand. Let them do it, and yeah, and they can make customized gloves. Don't get me wrong, with the names on it and stuff. I know they do it anyway. I follow them on Facebook and Insta to that brand, and they got quite cool designs and stuff. So it's perfect, and they can do something. But I do think if I fight in one glove and you in another one, it's not it's not the same. Because it has to be fair, and I think uniform. So everyone needs to be supplying the gloves, be supply the whatever, and that's how it is. So, but I was reading the contract. There's a lot of details in there with regards to fighting and uniform and the whole lot. So it's all right. They got it covered.
It
I'm
does
sure it's
make
something they're looking.
it does make sense having everyone just has the same gloves in terms of you could have a
Yeah,
Grant glove, a Fly glove, names some other glove brands. You could have what's it called? Clay Reyes glove. There's so many different gloves in boxing you usually have. And when in the UFC, everyone just has the same make the same brands. And there's different
yeah. I think now
advantages for gloves as
that
well.
that's where Andrew will come in, and they're going to change a lot of stuff. I think, or whatever, they will make it. I personally think it should be uniformed, so no one can say, "Oh, he had those gloves, or I had those, or whatever." And I don't know. Just saying, it's safer that way because it's yours. You gave them out brand new. So obviously, they'll try them, fit on, and all of that stuff, and sort it because it's very hard. I just think it saves you any issues that could come up with anything. If
Now
you have a
the glove
sponsor.
issues always come up before big fights. You always expect like a glove issue to come up. I think the last one was like Conor Benn, Chris Eubank. They had the famous Merva Mandana glove issue from a few years ago as well. Glove issues always happen, especially in big
Yeah,
fights.
yeah. In boxing, it's completely different. Obviously, our sport, you 99% of the time you get gloves supplied by the promoter, or well, 95, let's say. But I know from the contract that they can have three pairs, which have to be approved, blah blah. But I'm like, no, gloves supplied by the sponsor. If you this color, and you can try a few of them on whatever, take yours and sort it. This is it. Gloves. Come on, it's a big promotion. Get plenty of gloves. Probably sell loads on the day. That's how I do it anyway. So sorted. No
Yeah.
problems with the gloves. But Misfits, yeah, it can go places. Obviously, um, I generally am not a big fan of like talking badly about anyone and all of this stuff. It is a sport. I'm very old school there. You show respect, you get respect, and that's it. And just let it all happen. Obviously, they have to hype and build fights up. Fair enough, and then yeah, go for it, boys. And I'm sure they will. But just yeah, you know, in the end, the best man wins on the night. And then sometimes, if it's close or something, it's a great story for rematch. And everyone who knows me, I love a rematch if it was a good and yeah, because I mean, look at Conor and Conor and what's his name,
Eubank.
um, exactly. So it's a great story from each of their worlds. It's two opposites, whatever. But people love it. People like them. People can affiliate or associate to them, and yeah, it'd be a great fight.
No, certainly. I mean, the Conor Ben Eubank fight was one of the best fights I ever watched. It was phenomenal.
Yes, and it was a fight of heart, and then it was a fight of legacy, and it was a fight of just pure. It was just pure boxing. It's like most raw form. Two men came out and gave it their all. No one lost. The biggest winner there, regardless of the results, the biggest winners were the fans. This is something what you talk about for millennia to come, and you say, yeah, that fight then and then was like Gatti and Ward, eh?
Hmm.
Like old school. Can't beat that.
No, certainly. It was an incredible watch, and for sure. What did you think of Andrew Tate replacing KSI, though?
To be honest, business and politics, I generally stay out of it. It is sometimes, look, it's the same like sometimes even you, let's say, you maybe get replaced by someone else or something else that it just benefits the business more than you do in that way, if that makes sense. And I don't know the ins and outs, do I care? All this blah blah hearsay, um, you know, I'm sure that they all have their own niche, they all have their own business, they all have probably a reason for it. And of course, I mean, with Andrew taking over being the CEO, is what can you say? I said that they should have named the CEG, like Combat Executive General. I mean, what do you mean, officer? He was laughing. So yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. It's business.
Have you seen Misfits Boxing do tag team fights? Have you watched those fights in the past? Misfits Boxing does
No,
indeed have tag team boxing.
no, I didn't, and I heard you talking to them about them two versus the two. It's an interesting concept again. I mean, there's loads of different stuff, especially like in MMA, we do 3-on-3 in a phone cell or some, barn and underground, and you name it. Um, if it's boxing, tag is okay for who wants to do it. I'm obviously a bit more like classic and old school, and I like the man to man, and
Hmm.
that's it really. Like it could be a good thing, obviously, if you find the right people. Why not? It could be probably you could do something completely new with it. Definitely, one of the ideas. Spread it out. See, two from the same country, but two from the other country. You get, let's say, 32 countries on board, and then make a mega Grand Prix and see which country is the strongest. And now, was the weight divisions, but you can't do it, isn't it? So otherwise, unless you have an open weight division, it's not fair. I'm 120 kg and you are like whatever, 60 something, I
63,
guess.
63 kg.
Exactly. So I know approximately so. And then, yeah, it's not fair, is it? So, but yeah, don't know.
Can Tristan Tate still fight, or is his shoulder still injured from the car accident he had a few years ago?
Just a good 100% fight. I think he'll do much better in kickboxing than boxing, personally, because he has got the huge legs like his coach, and he can kick super hard like me. He used to be my executioner in the gym. If it was Tristan, Fred has been lazy. Tristan will go to kick both legs out. Yeah. He could do boxing as well. Obviously, it's all training. Shoulder is good, is strong. It's just making sure it's all safe and well. And also, he has a totally different style from Andrew. Andrew, as I said, fight named King Cobra. So if everyone sees it's very high and tall, sees everything. It's like measuring, one shot, one kill, as they say, one bite, and the elephant is dead. With Tristan, he's a war machine. It'd be literally like, yeah, he was just coming for you from every angle and non-stop. And he's super fit and super strong. So it's completely different styles,
Hmm.
from like very technical to like a war machine.
Yeah, they are. It is like
Both
Andrew's more
technically,
counter puncher.
it's like
Tristan's
a
more come
sniper.
forward.
Yeah, yeah. It's like an artillery division, and here you have a super tank and a super sniper and a whatever else. You know what I mean? So
It's like a sniper and a machine gun.
that's right. Yeah, Tristan is more like a anti-aircraft weapon, the one with the four barrels, and you have about 10 of them together. Andrew will probably be like one of those super tanks who'll catch you wherever you are, or like an Apache helicopter. You don't even see it, but it kills you. So yeah.
No, no, it's a good analogy. Before we wrap up, what have you got coming up for
Okay.
yourself in the next few weeks? You doing the rest of the camp in Dubai, or are you going back to Romania,
Yeah, yeah.
Bosnia? What's your plan?
No, no, no. Here, I don't really go back to Bosnia too much. but the whole company now is in Dubai. Keep on going as to plan. We have about 7 odd weeks left. So yeah, that's it. Nothing. Just train hard. Obviously, you still work back home. So run a gym and loads of stuff with the fighters and usually like all of my lot in Storm. So yeah, all good. Just work, chill. I'm here with my mum and sister, so it's great.
Well, I
My
saw
little brother's
your
right.
mum's cooking look very impressive.
My friend is the best. No cooking like mom's cooking. My mom is well known for her cooking. So yeah. Yeah, don't get no funny ideas, guys. I'm eating it all, no sharing.
Yeah,
Mind you,
it's
2 days
very.
ago I made my own steak. I just fancied a big lump of steak, so yeah, I just did it.
What's on
But
the menu for tomorrow?
well, tonight we have it's like it's a whole chicken in like chicken pieces in rice and different vegetables. It's so nice with some of the Bosnian spices. Everyone who knows from the Balkans, vegeta and stuff. So it's really nice.
Has she cooked for Andrew or Tristan yet?
Yes, she cooked for Andrew was here. Funny enough, all these years, because but I live obviously, I still live in Luton,
Hmm.
and my mum is Bosnian. What people don't understand, especially with Britain, Bosnia is not in the European Union, so people can't just come there. For them to come, they have to pay. It's very hard anyway. They've got to have money on them. They have to have pay medical insurance. Everything it goes into thousands per person. So basically, it's a little bit rubbish. So they've only been once, and I think that Andrew and Tristan were not there then in the UK. But when I went over, we never. Yeah, I mean it's 10 years now here. Mom was also sick for a while and stuff. She got diabetes, but it's all good. So yeah, Andrew. I don't think he ever ate more in his life than that day. Yeah, he ate literally. I mean, Andrew. Everyone knows Andrew barely eats. It's like not being picky eater, just doesn't. He will have one meal and that's about it. And you kind of have to force him. I normally make something, just leave it there, so he will nibble on it. So if I'm in Romania, yeah, that's him. So I always text Tristan. Tristan, make sure he's eating something because he's just not a big eater. But some people are like that. My mom the same. She eats once a day, even though she's diabetic. She's supposed to eat a few times, but I mean, I know my mom whole life. She's 17 now. I don't remember ever just eating for the sake of it. So yeah,
But what weight is Andrew going to come in at for fight night? What one do you want? What weight do you want to come in at?
I think the fight is at 90 kilos.
At 90 kg. So what is that in pounds? Let me look it up on my laptop 1 second.
Oh gosh, don't get me started. If it's
Uh,
pounds sterling, then okay, but any other pounds, it's
guess, Amir. How many? I gotta see how good your knowledge is. What do you reckon 90 kg is in pounds?
about 200 pounds.
They're close. 198.4.
Okay, a few pounds here and there. Trousers, underwear, if you don't want it all stripped down to make the fast few little ounces and rubbish. Yeah, that's another thing I hate, to take off underwear to make the weight. Come on, man. It's underwear. Leave the man some dignity there.
Yeah, and then the guy's always holding the towel, and you see those like videos where
Yeah,
the towels drop by accident, and you just think, oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Whilst you're all dehydrated and literally it's nothing is. Yeah.
The way you look, you're very worse as well. Yeah,
I've
not
been there,
ideal.
my friend. I've been there so many times. The worst thing is when the fighter, I'm not saying who and whatever, when they go, you're just about to walk out, go, I'm going to go toilet. I don't think so, mate. You do what you got to do. No, look, as a coach, and every coach will tell you, there's so much. I mean, there's so much to say and to tell. There's so many funny moments in general in combat where fighters come out with some stuff. I mean, I remember Tate once fighting. I think it was in Luxembourg. No, it was in Belgium, and they
Hmm.
do after fight testing and like anti-doping, because it's all like
Yeah.
government run and stuff. And you're literally in there waiting for Tate after he drank 4, 5, 6 bottles of water, waiting for him to go to the toilet. Got, can't go. So in the end, somehow he went after about 2 odd hours. He went and did a little bit, and they said, "Oh, it's not enough." But okay, because he could just not do it. And I imagine that you finish the fight, you want to go to your hotel room, wash, clean up because everyone is sweaty, and I get the whole full adrenaline. Like Vulcan style, Vulcan equals Vulcan. Look how amazing! And then I sweat like literally more than them, both of them fighting, and then you just want to go and wash yourself, be clean, yeah. And it's quite funny, but yeah. So, and then there's Andrew, over 2 hours, can't go to toilet.
But this fight's very, he's a lot heavier. I mean, one of his kickboxing fights, the one he had in 2014, he was about 185 kg. So no, sorry, he was about 185 pounds. So he's going up quite a few
Yeah.
pounds, isn't he, for this fight?
Yeah, weight wise, I think Andrew's not that heavy. He's about 93, 4 kg or something. Anyway, he's nearly there. He's quite, as I say, he's quite strict. He eats really well now. Being rich helps, good clean steak,
Hmm.
clean whatever, few vegetables here and there and stuff. So yeah, it's all good. And Chase, I think, was much heavier in the beginning. Obviously, with the NFL and stuff, it's different. They don't have to be a certain players or certain. I don't know wherever he played. You have to have some lump, because people blow you away. Obviously, it's NFL. You get some 130 kilo guy running at you like a machine. You're being moved like dynamite. Boom,
Hmm.
gone. So yeah, he had to be big and strong and stuff. And now fighting wise, probably also when you do martial arts, what happens? You start losing weight in general a little bit, and then it stops, and then the rest is all water retention and stuff. And it's something like which I don't like from the many other sports where they cut too much weight. I mean, my fighters, you can be about 1 stone over your weight, and then slowly watch what you eat. Maybe have some protein, something for dinner, nothing too much like a protein shake, and then like cut out some meals to get the weight lower. But cutting 10, 12, 20 kilos like some people do, it's ridiculous. It's dangerous as well, isn't it? As we know. I mean, many people died from dehydration and then cutting way too much weight. Kidneys failed and stuff. And why? No, quite heavier. If you train at 95 kilos, I don't see why you couldn't fight at 90 or 95. Just my
Hmm.
opinion.
I agree. I agree. The weight cutting is very, very rough. Very, very rough
Yeah.
on the poor fighters.
Some fighters, but like they have like hydration tests and different stuff like 9-1. And yeah, it needs to be done because in the end, fighters need to stay safe in order to fight. So what's the point?
Hmm. No, I agree. I agree, Amir. Well, Amir, I know you don't do too many interviews. You'll probably have to start doing quite a few more, but your guy Andrew is fighting in Misfits and is the CEO. So get ready for
Well, you're the
a
first.
lot of interviews
You're
for a
the
lot of
first
other
one.
reporters.
Yeah, you're actually the first one I'm doing an interview with like this for now. I did a few before. Obviously, with all the other stuff, like I've been asked to do interviews. Normally, I don't really like to. If it's martial arts people, I'll talk to any of them. That's fine, sports related, no problem. Anything else, I don't care. None of my business, and don't really want to go into it. We can agree to disagree or just disagree. It's no problem either, and that's fine. It's me. It's very simple. But
Exactly.
I
And
do thank
I
you
doubt
all
they'd say
for.
that to your face either.
Nah, but the thing, well, look, everyone knows me, a very nice person. Obviously, I can be also not very nice, but that's not what do you call it. I'm just trying to be nice, and I have no problem with the, yeah, let's not get into that side.
That's
Whatever they
another
told you
story.
is not true, yeah. I'm a
It's all
nice
alleged,
person.
all alleged. Also, Amir,
Yeah,
thank you very much for hopping on the Zoom. I'm off to
thank you, too.
I'm off to Nashville next week. Aiden Ross has got he's got his Brown
Wicked.
Wrist card, and then Misfits Boxing got a card next week as well. And then the week after is
Good.
Jake Paul versus Jordan Davis, and then a few weeks off, and then your boy Andrew's got his fight. So it's a
I
busy next few weeks.
exactly. I thought the is the Paul Logan and Davis fights off. I just saw early on
I saw,
Instagram.
well, there's some stuff's gone. Yeah, so Jake Paul's fight was mainly fighting Gervonta Davis.
Yeah,
However, Tank's got himself in some issues. So
yeah.
allegedly, Jake Paul's team have reached out to Ryan Garcia to see if they can make that fight happen. But I
Fingers
don't know.
crossed.
Oh, yeah, I know that'd be even bigger. But I don't know what's going on with it. I mean, I've booked my flight, so I'm hoping it happens. I haven't wasted all that
Well,
money
I
on
think you
hotels
need
and
to go
everything.
anyway. It's part of your business, so you got to go and interview people and do your magic and bring that different flair to it. It's also good to see a young man succeed, and anything I personally can do or whatever. All of us probably everyone will help you, and anything you need ever, you're more than welcome. And that's it. The rest is just work hard. Don't listen to anyone. Do your thing and do your best and be honest and. In the end, God is watching, and yeah, you can lie to everyone else if I can say it like this, but you can't lie to yourself. So just as long as you know you did your best and you're doing your best, there's no one else. Especially, I don't do what you do. I don't, you saw us earlier trying to hook up here digitally. Everyone who knows me, I hate all this. Oh my God, do you have this app? No, I don't want. Do you have TikTok? No, why would I want TikTok? And so don't get me started. So it's okay. I'd rather Andrew talk for most of the stuff. You're obviously a friend and stuff, because that's his domain. I'm the coach. I train the armies. I lead the armies, and that's it. On my command, we unleash fireworks.
Soon come in December 20th. Well, Amir, thanks, very kind of you to say. Thank you very much for giving me
Thank
your
you.
time, and
Respect
I'll see you
all.
very soon.
God bless. Thank you.